Welcome back once again, YouTube. In today's video, we want to move from the posters, the flyers, the logo designs, brochures, and all other forms of designs to photo manipulation. You and I, we are going to be going through a lot of process. We are going to take a step-by-step look at how to blend images to effectively work on a photo manipulation. So without much ado, let's just jump right into it. So the very first thing you need to do is to create a new document. So we use the shortcut Ctrl+N, alright, which opens up this dialog box. So we are going to specify here poster design, okay, and the page dimension we are going to be using is with a width of 210 and a height of 260 millimeters. Alright, so this being here already, you go ahead and click on OK. By clicking on OK, it opens up the workspace where we are going to be having all our design resources and everything pertaining to our photo manipulation plan within. So the very first thing you need to do is to create a background. Alright, so we use the rectangle tool for that. You click on this, double click and drag, and specify the dimension of the page size. So this 210 and this with a height of 260 millimeters. After that, press enter on your keyboard and P to center align it to the page size. Now we have an outline for this, so to take that off, simply go to the very property right here which says outline width. Click on the drop down arrow and choose none. Okay, so this way your outline is taking off the background. Great. With this done, we need to import in or bring in our design resources. These include the image, the images, the lens flares, and any other resource we'll be using for this particular design. So in doing that, we use the shortcut Ctrl+I, or simply move to your menu bar here which says import. By clicking on that, it takes you to your storage where you have the design resources. So these are the resources we are going to be using for this particular design work. So you highlight all and click on import right here. Now we are just going to randomly position them on the workspace. Alright, randomly position them on the workspace. Great. Now the very next thing we need to do anytime we want to photo manipulate images is to just get your items arranged on the workspace. Where you want a particular image to be, position them right there. After which you start adding the light effects, the shadows, and any other elements that makes the design look realistic. Okay, great. So the very next thing we are going to do is to position this very image. Okay, it's an image of a stadium. Great. Increase this in size a bit. Right click and power clip into the background. Excellent. Now we bring in the image of our football star right here. Great. Now you open up the power clip by clicking on the background, right? Select this very option here which says edit, or simply right click and choose edit power clip. This way it allows you to adjust the positions and alignment per your items within the power clip. So you click on edit power clip. Great. Now this very image you are going to have to blend, fade this very bottom part. So you move to your transparency tool, double click and drag on this and fade that out. Excellent. Let's increase the size of this a bit. Great. When done with that, you simply click on finish. Okay. Now we are going to be using a color called crimson for the background. So you simply click on this by selecting the background. Okay. Click on that. Alright, great. Now let's position the other images on our workspace, our design space. Okay, so we need to reduce the size of this a bit so it doesn't seem too big. Great. Now with all these images, we are going to be adding relevant shadows to them to look realistic. Also color grade and adjust the contrast and brightness of them. Position this very Barcelona flag as well, right here. Okay. Excellent. Right click on it and choose power clip right into the background. Okay. Nice. Now we want to type the name of this player, Lamine Yamal. Okay. So you are just going to go ahead with Yamal. And the font you are going to be using for this is called SF font. So you click on the drop down arrow right here. Click on the drop down arrow and type SF Spot. Okay, that's the name of the font actually, guys. It's a downloaded font, so if you want to use it in your projects, do what, get it downloaded and install on your PC. Great. Now increase the size of this a bit. Alright, increase the size a bit. And move to your object right here, this very option, and choose perspective. Okay, so you want to add a perspective to this very text, so you drag this to the top, adjust this as well. So this is the effect we actually want to apply to this text. Okay, and you apply this color to it. Now hold down Control and press page down to send it behind the player. Okay, we need to reduce the size of this a bit. Position him right here. To adjust the perspective of this text, you simply click on it and click on shape 2. All right. Great. Excellent. Now it's time to apply the various shadows and color balance, color overlays to our design. We are going to start off from the background. So you click on the background, choose edit. All right. And create a rectangle right here. Take off the outline of this. The color automatically applied because it was a previous color I used for an object. It's a setting which just allows you to work much faster if you want to apply the same color to another object without having to go through the process of selecting the color. Alright, but you can really work on turning it off if you don't really want to have that bothering you. So with this selected, you move to the interactive fill tool, double click and drag. Alright, Now we are going to apply a different color to this very end. Okay, so you want to apply two colors. Click on this and apply a magenta to this. Click on the white color as well and apply this same color we applied to the text to it. So you click on it once and that should work perfectly fine. Great. Now you move to your transparency tool. Click on the drop down arrow. We are going to apply a merging mode called color. Okay, so you click on color. Alright, this way it blends the images just right beneath it with the two colors you've applied using the interactive fill. So you could see that this very portion of our background, the color is different from this. So you can adjust the color of this, go back to the interactive fill, adjust it as many times as you want. Control page down to send it behind the flag. Okay, great. Now when done with that, you simply click on finish. Now our design is taking shape, right? You could see that the color balance and combination are working together very well. Now you move to the image of the player. Go to effects, adjust. Alright. And you go to brightness, contrast, and intensity. Alright, so first we need to convert this to a bitmap. Convert to bitmap. If that's been done, you go back to your effects, adjust, brightness, contrast, intensity. Now you increase the contrast of this a bit and reduce the brightness. You want to make it a bit darker just to blend very well with the background. Okay, great. Now we are going to apply shadow to this very image. Alright, see the down doesn't really look realistic, so you want to apply shadow. Shadow help us in adding realistic look. So you move to your ellipse tool, double click and drag, give this a color of black and convert it to a bitmap. Then you go to effects, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay. Let's increase this a bit. Excellent. Now you reduce the size of this, okay, and position it right here. You hold down control page down to send it behind the player. Okay. Alright, now this is taking form, right? Great. Now the very next item we are going to be applying shadow to is this very image of the ball. Okay, as well, double click and drag on your ellipse tool, convert to bitmap. So from here we need to convert this as well. Being converted to a bitmap, we move to effects, blur, Gaussian blur, and allow that to as well work. If you aren't comfortable with the blurriness, you can simply adjust this. Okay, I think this is okay. Great. Now control page down to send that behind. well. Select and position that as well very well. Now highlight all this and Control G to group so you wouldn't have the problem of moving them one at a time. Now with this very image, you position it right here, okay? And we are going to be using a merging mode called screen. So you move to your transparency tool, click the drop down arrow and choose screen. What it does is that it hides the brighter part of it. Actually reveals the brighter part of an object and hides the darker part. Okay, great. Now we fade in this very portion. We don't want these frames showing on the design. Alright. Now let's select all this. Okay, apart from the background, and power clip into the background. Into the background. Side. With this image as well, you as well apply the merging mode called screen once again. Okay, so you move to your merging mode option, choose screen. And position this right here. Power clip as well into the background. Now open up the background by right clicking and choosing edit power clip. Okay. Use the rectangle tool once again and create this shape. Now we need to take off the outline of this. Move to your transparency tool once again and fade the upper part of this image, of this object actually. Now drag this up. This way. Good. Hold down Alt and select the text behind this very object. Apply a color of white. Okay, I think we can work better on this. Okay. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead with this. Okay. Now you move to effect and apply a noise effect to your text. Now the reason why we apply the noise effect is to add a realistic look to it. We are trying to portray the idea that since he's kneeling on the ground has some texture effect, so our text as well needs to possess that level of texture effect. So you apply the noise effect to that. Okay, and click on OK. Control page down to send it behind. Alright, great. You apply a blur effect as well to this. Effect, Gaussian blur, and we are good to go. Then finally to our flag effects, blur effects, motion blur. Alright, Okay, reduce this a bit, and this is all right. Great. Now our design is taking form. Okay, so finally we need to apply the text elements. Lamine Yamal. So we're going to be using a font called TWSim for these text elements. Position this right here. Okay. Control D to make a duplicate. Start. It's Charlie Young, right? Yes, Young. Hey, spelling of it now. Barcelona. Alright, Control K to bring that apart. Select all this and use this very font for that. SF spots. So we need to reduce the spacing of this. Okay, so you drag this and drag this as well. Scale this a bit so it can really perfectly fit into that. Highlight or Control C to center align them. Alright. Use the size of this a bit. Alright, great. And finally, we need to add a GC number as well. Number 19 GC. 19. Up. Perfectly done. So increase the size of this a bit and reduce the spacing of that. And we are good to go. Excellent. I move to this very tool, okay? Hold down Control and drag. Increase the size to 6. Alright. Go to the Shift tool. Okay, great. So we are simply just creating a star. Okay, we apply this very color to it. Right. So guys, this is how to go about this design. Very simple steps, and yet your professional look to your design is always added. Alright, so if you are new to the channel, continue subscribing turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future updates. See you in our next video.